Hello students, hope you have all seen my last video about rainfall, and I hope that you all are commenting on my video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the videos, because in the coming days I will be again coming to you with various other topics. So let's start today's topic, and today I will discuss with you about the structure of the earth. Our earth has three zones or three realms. So what are the three realms of the earth? The atmosphere, the lithosphere and the hydrosphere. So atmosphere means the different mixes of gases. Lithosphere is the sphere of the rock which makes the upper surface of the earth, and hydrosphere is the sphere of the water. And junction of all these three layers where the living beings survive is called the biosphere. This is called the biosphere. Now, apart from these zones, if we consider the structure of the earth, that is divided into three distinct layers. Those are lithosphere or the upper surface of the rock, mantle, that means the second layer in the inner it is the inner surface, and innermost surface is called the core. So earth has three layers. Uppermost layer is called lithosphere, second layer is called the mantle, and innermost layer is called the core. So lithosphere is the uppermost surface of the rock, and which is made up of soil, rock, and this is the solid surface. Okay, so where we live over the solid surface, that is called the lithosphere, and whatever minerals are available, those are all maximum are available over the lithosphere. This lithosphere is subdivided into two layers. Those are Ciel and Sema. Now Ciel means it is the composition of silicate and aluminium, and this Ciel layer is the upper surface, and the first 25 kilometer up to 25 kilometer overall, that is composing the Ciel layer, and the average density is 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. Second layer of the lithosphere is called the Sema. The composition is silicate and magnesium, and the density, you see, the density is higher in the Sema layer. This is 3.0 gram per centimeter cube. So you can understand that if you compare the Ciel layer and the Sema layer, that is, this Sema layer is more dense and heavy. So the second layer of the earth is the mantle, and between the mantle and the lithosphere there is a transitional zone. That transitional zone is known as the Moho discontinuity, and in the Moho discontinuity the average density is 3.3 gram per centimeter cube. This Moho discontinuity was discovered by the Yugoslav scientist Andrija Mohoricevic. So on his name, this layer has been named as Moho discontinuity. The average thickness of the mantle is more or less 2840 kilometer, and this mantle layer has two subdivisions, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. The upper mantle is known as the asthenosphere. Okay, the upper mantle is known as the asthenosphere, which is extended between the first 300 to 400 kilometer of the mantle. And the asthenosphere, in this asthenosphere, the layer behaves as the elastic or plastic. That means it is more or less semi-solid. And this the mantle layer is composed of silicates and metals. So it is the composition of different types of metals, and silicate is one of the main element present over there. Okay, the upper mantle is more known as the asthenosphere, which is extended between the first 300 to 400 kilometer of the mantle. And the asthenosphere, in this asthenosphere, the layer behaves as the elastic or plastic. That means it is more or less semi-solid. And this the mantle layer is composed of silicates and metals. So it is the composition of different types of metals, and silicate is one of the main element present over there. So the innermost layer of the earth is called the bathysphere or the core. This core, between the core and the mantle, there is a transitional zone which is known as the Gutenberg discontinuity. And this layer was found by the German scientist Benno Gutenberg. So on his name it has been named as Gutenberg discontinuity. So as it is the innermost layer, so this is the solid, most solid part of the earth, and because all the above two layers like the CIMA, which are the part of the lithosphere, and the second layer, there also the two subdivisions, upper mantle and the lower mantle, and the upper core, all are putting pressure on the innermost part of the core, that is the most solid part of the earth. So the core is also subdivided into two parts, the upper core and the lower core. So lower core is always the most solid part, okay, and the entire core is more or less, in average, the density is 13.0 gram per cc, and the main elements present there is the nickel and ferrous. That's why it has been named as Nephe. This zone is also named as Nephe, and this layer has the two names, core and the bathysphere. So now we will see the details of all these three layers in the slide. This is the diagram of the structure of the earth. Here you can see the three layers of the earth: crust, mantle and the core. And the distance of all the layers have been mentioned over here. Our planet Earth is more than 5,000 years old. However, it is still in the process of reformation and change. It is like the Atlantic Ocean originated out of the smaller lakes and marshlands through the center of now scattered supercontinent called Pangaea, eventually growing and stretching into the massive body of water we know today. And it's not actually done growing every year. A seam down the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, called Mid-Atlantic Ridge, continues to push outwards, widening the ocean by around 5 to 7 centimeters a year, while the Pacific Ocean is shrinking. The height of the Great Himalaya also keeps changing over the time. The scientists say that the height of a broad strip of the Himalayas has dropped by around 1 meter as a result of the devastating Nepal earthquake. Africa and Asia may split apart as a result of Mediterranean merging with the Atlantic Ocean. There are three layers or zones of the earth: lithosphere, the zone of rock, the liquid hydrosphere, and the gaseous atmosphere. The composite zone of the above three regions, where most of the living creatures inhabit, is called the biosphere. All these layers are essential for life to exist. The earth is primarily made up of rocks, metals, and water. The surface is solid, but its interior is composed of molten matter due to intense heat emerging in it. The temperature within the earth increases with the depth at a rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters,
and giving rise to an average temperature of 5000 degrees Celsius at the center of the Earth. In spite of its molten interior, the Earth is firm and solid due to the huge pressure of the lithosphere. The Earth consists of three major concentric layers. The crust is very thin, and in comparison to the other two layers, the crust is only about 6 to 8 miles or 12 kilometers thick under the oceans or oceanic crust, and about 23 to 25 miles or 40 kilometers thick under the continents. The temperature of the crust vary from different layers. The it is in the top layer, it is about 1600 degree Fahrenheit or 870 degrees Celsius. In the deepest parts of the crust, nearly 1% of the Earth's volume and 0.5% of the Earth's mass are made up of crust. Continental crust covers the land and oceanic crust covers the water. The crust of the Earth is broken into many pieces called plates, and the plates float on the soft mantle which is below the crust. These plates usually move along smoothly, but sometimes they stick and build up pressure. The pressure builds and the rock bends until it snaps. When this occurs, an earthquake is the result. The mantle is the second layer, and it is the widest section of the Earth. It is approximately 1800 miles thick, that is around 2900 kilometers. The mantle is composed of very hot, dense rock, mainly made up of semi-molten materials known as magma. The rock is hard in the upper part of the mantle, but lower down, the rock is softer and begins to melt. The mantle is located directly under the Sima, and the mantle consists of very hot and dense rock. This layer of rock flows like asphalt under heavy weight, and this flow is because of the greatest temperature differences from the bottom to the top of the mantle. The reason behind the plates of the earth move is the movement of the mantle. Its temperature varies between 1600 degree Fahrenheit at the upper part to 4000 degree Fahrenheit near the bottom. In the core, the earth is comprised of two distinct parts, the inner core and the outer core. Both parts of the core are made up of mostly iron and some nickel, so it is called Nephi. The difference is that the inner core uh, of the earth are made up of mostly the solid, and the outer core, that is liquid. It is like a ball of very hot metals, about 4000 degree Fahrenheit to 9000 degree Fahrenheit. The outer core is so hot that the metals in it are all in liquid state. The outer core is located about 1800 miles beneath the crust and about 1400 miles thick. The outer core is composed of the melted metals, nickel and iron. The inner core of the earth has temperature and pressure so great that the metals are squeezed together and are not able to move about like a liquid, but are forced to vibrate in place as a solid. The inner core begins about 4000 miles and beneath the crust and is about 800 miles thick. The temperatures may reach 9000 degree Fahrenheit and the pressure are 45 lakh pounds per square inch. This is 3 lakh times the air pressure on you at sea level. The core has the highest density as compared to the other layer of the earth, that is between 9.5 to 14.5 gram per centimeter cube. This is the cross section of the three layers. You can see the crust, mantle, outer core and the inner core. The main features of the lithosphere are, it is divided into two layers, that is shale and sima. Shale composed of the first 25 km of the crust. Shale is made up of silicate and aluminium, and sima is the below shale layer, lies below the shale layer, and sima is the denser layer composed of silica and magnesium. Sima layer has an average density of about 3.0 gram per centimeter cube. Here you can see a cross section with their properties of the three distinct layers of the earth. Main features of the mantle or mesosphere. The boundary between the crust and the mantle is called the Moho or Mohorovicic discontinuity. It has density of 3.3 gram per centimeter cube. The transitional zone has been named after Yugoslav scientist Andrija Morovic. The mantle has average thickness of about 2,840 km. It consists of mixed silicates and metals. Density varies between 3.0 gram per centimeter cube to 5.5 gram per centimeter cube. The upper mantle is known as asthenosphere and it is extended between 300 to 400 km. The rock is in this layer behaves like elastic and plastic. The boundary between mantle and the core is known as Gutenberg discontinuity after the name of the German scientist Benno Gutenberg. And in this picture you can see the main types of seismic waves, P waves, S waves and L waves. Two types of L waves, Lav waves and Rayleigh waves. Main feature of the Earth's core. Study of seismogram record has confirmed that there is a spherical core at the Earth's center. The density of the core is 3.0 gram per centimeter cube in the center. The main components of the core is carbon, iron and silicon. The liquid iron generates its own electricity and so under pressure, the core is the source of the Earth's magnetic field. The core of the Earth is estimated to have a temperature of about 6,000 degrees Celsius and the metallic core and the abundance of iron also explains the Earth's magnetism.
So then a question comes that how do we know about the interior of the earth? Because so far the human being could reach up to the 8 kilometer inside the interior of the earth. Beyond that level we could not reach and the deepest mine so far is only 8 kilometer in depth. So how the scientists could know about the interior of the earth? The most trustworthy evidence comes from the waves of the earthquake. So earthquake has three types of waves: P waves, S waves and L waves. These P waves are known as the primary waves and these P waves are known as the primary waves which can run through all mediums. All mediums here means solid, liquid and gaseous layer. The P waves can run through and the average velocity of the P waves are 8 km per second and the P waves are all longitudinal waves. S waves means the secondary waves. These S waves can run only through the solid medium. When it reaches to the semi-solid region or the gaseous region or liquid region, in that region it stops and the velocity of the S waves are much reduced. The velocity of the S waves are in average 4 kilometer per second. And the air waves are the waves which run only over the surface of the earth. They cannot go in the interior of the earth. These air waves are of two types, the Rayleigh waves and the love waves. Now, how do we get the names? The Rayleigh waves was discovered by the English physicist. Here I have written the English physicist Lord Rayleigh, and the love waves was discovered by the English physicist A.E.H. Love. So on their name these the waves have been named, but they are never seen in the interior of the earth. As I have already told you that the most trustful evidence for the interior of the earth is the earthquake waves. Now earthquake waves behaves differently in different layers. Now we already know that there are three types of earthquake waves: P waves, S waves and L waves. Then P waves, which is the primary waves, run through all the mediums, and S waves run only through the solid medium. Now these P waves, they can run much longer distance than the S waves. The S waves cannot reach beyond 2840 kilometer, that means beyond the lower mantle, and after that S waves disappear. Then only P waves run, and that is also in a refracted manner. That means in a very slow velocity the S waves run through up to the core. Now there is one thing to mention, that is about the shadow zone. Now if we go through the different rock structure layers inside the interior, then you can see from the different evidences that beyond 5000 kilometer to between 11,000 kilometer, beyond 5000 kilometer up to 11,000 kilometer, no waves are present. Even the P waves are also not present in the interior of the earth, and that is very closer to the inner core. And this layer where the earthquake waves are not present is known as the shadow zone, which can be measured between 103 degree to 143 degree from the focus of the earthquake. Now what is the focus of the earthquake? That means point of origin of the earthquake. From there, if you measure it in degree angle, that means 103 degree angle to 143 degree angle, over there is no earthquake waves present. That is known as the shadow zone. Now we will go to the slide for more details.
The behavior of the earthquake waves. The earthquake happens at time, then you see the waves remains almost parallel to the ground. Then P waves arrives first, then S waves arrives, then surface waves arrives last. The surface waves which travel the long way around the earth's surface arrives last, and it is seen only over the surface. S waves is has the velocity of 4 km per second, and P waves arrives fast. It has the velocity of 8 km per second. What is earthquake? Earthquakes are sudden tremors which are produced by passage of vibratory waves through the rocks of the earth. There are three types of waves causing earthquake. P waves. P waves are known as primary waves. The basic features are they are longitudinal waves like the sound waves. In P waves, the movement of the particle is in direction of the propagation of the earth. Their average velocity is 8 km per second, and it can travel in all mediums including solid, liquid and gas. S waves are secondary waves. The basic features are their secondary waves or transverse waves like light. Their average velocity is 4 km per second. They travel through solid only and disappear in liquid. L waves are also known as long waves. The basic features are they travel along the surface of the earth and their average velocity is 3 km per second. P and S waves are of a class called body waves because they travel through the solid body of the earth, and body waves are distinguished from surface waves which move along the upper crust of the earth. The behavior of the earthquake waves and the shadow zone. All the P, S and L waves are recorded near the focus of the earthquake. P and S waves are recorded up to a distance of 11,000 km from the focus of the earthquake. Their velocity also increases with the increase in depth, but this process continues up to a depth of 2,900 km. Beyond this depth, S waves disappear and P waves travel with reduced velocity. This process shows that the core of the earth behaves like liquids, while mantle up to a depth of 2,900 km. On reaching the core, S waves disappear and P waves are refracted. Surface waves are of two types. First one is the relic waves on the name of the famous physicist Lord Rayleigh, and the second type is the Love waves named after the famous physicist A.E.H. Love. Motion in the Love wave is entirely horizontal. As a result of which there are no waves distance of 5,000 km beyond the 11,000 km mark. This area is known as shadow zone, which is found between 103° and 143° distance from the focus of the earthquake. The presence of the shadow zone on the surface of the earth shows that Earth's core is composed of heavy materials like nickel and iron, whose density is 11 to 12 gram per centimeter cube. In the diagram, you see that the gray portion shows the shadow zone of the earth. Thank you for watching the video.